So those are women, children. In the time of Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, when just before they kidnapped him and locked him up, it was like moving freely. He actually gave a lot of people, right, what you can call, the pride, right, to openly say they are Biafrans. Openly. That is why when you look at a lot of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's videos, where he was in all those places that year, right, you could see even the supposed smaller other tribes within the Biafran, what do you call it, nation, right? You get to see that a lot of them, they felt seen. You know, they felt seen, they felt heard, but the coordinated propaganda, the coordinated state-sponsored attack and all that on them, they even survive to this point. A lot of you may never understand. Because it's the criminals, your criminal leaders, starting with the Igbo governors and the Igbo elites, so to say, right? They already felt so intimidated, threatened enough that they have gone on this destructive sort of like a journey. But unfortunately, it seems the idea of Biafra, right, is quite like, bigger, more massive than every individual that tries to advocate for it, in my own opinion. Because if you understand the effort they have made, including the instigating the violence and all of that you have been witnessing in the eastern part of Nigeria, and then the IPOB is still here. So a day is coming when all of this will become like so open truth that these active players who are responsible for criminalizing self-determination, that a lot of you have been so convinced that it is a bad idea. And in fact, what IPOB represents is against the interest of, the Igbos and all that. I'm talking to those of you who are anti-Nnamdi Kanu, who have bought all of the staged stuff you are witnessing today, even in their own courts. It is becoming so like pedestrian, like a joke, when your evidence, what you are relying upon, are just mere, I don't know. Let's continue their witness, all right? So the prosecution counsel then continued and said, is sit at home still ongoing? This was today, not 2021 or not 2022 or 2023 or any time, today. So witness or prosecution counsel said, is sit at home still ongoing? Witness, yes, my lord. Prosecution, who is a consul? You remember that guy that the Ebubiagu killed, right? Okay, who is the consul? Witness, he is one of the feared ESN members. On the 5th of April, a consul led an attack on the Imo State Correctional Center. You see again, the lies that they believe that if they keep repeating. There is a video, I'm so sorry that I didn't have space to put up the video earlier, so I should have. There is a video of, what is his name again? Oplesus Odingba, or Oplesus Odijo, of the Supreme Court Governor of Owerri, where he publicly, openly, and repeatedly said IPOB is not responsible for the prison break in Owerri. He said IPOB they don't even have the capacity to do that. You understand? There is no record that they have their members in prison in Owerri that they have to go and break into. Uzodingba said that. But this witness is repeating it like that means he's lying on oath. He's lying on oath. Or is that not what they are doing anyway? I should have put that up earlier, but don't worry. Share that with you. The case continued tomorrow so that I can put that up for you. However, the witness said, he led to Imo State Correctional Center. An information that is an outright lie, right? That's their witness. Now, hang on. I think there is actually a bit more from that as well before the court now adjourned. Okay, at that point, the court took a break, and that was an hour break until when they came back and they were supposed to continue the cross-examination and all that, but the case got adjourned till the 14th, 16th, and 18th, I believe. 16th, 18th, and 19th, meaning we will be continuing this from probably Tuesday, all right, or Monday. So I'll keep you all posted around that time. So they are locking him up based on these useless supposed witnesses and their evidence. And we all know the intention is not really to prosecute him. The intention is to keep him locked up and see if they can indeed break him. But that is meant to, it's waited to be seen. We'll see how that goes. So for a break, I'll be back in a minute. Oh, yeah, do I fall? Oh, Mary, Mama Daora, Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, not Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, not Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi bo onyedu aimo. O Mary Wonendizu Ambiroya Abakare Mama Daora Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una Puri Mary Nnamdi. A quick one, just a bit of the rest of that transcription, right? Just a quick one. So here, so it was said that the prosecutor who had decided to discontinue the first broadcast, in the broadcast where Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu were heard, he boldly said, no business person, mosque or church should be touched. So the second broadcast, right? Hang on. So the second broadcast, there is another broadcast. So said where they wanted to, another one they wanted to use to implicate him. And guess what? When he was playing, so he got to a place where Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu actually cried on that his broadcast. So said, 1 second, said MNK cried, prayed for him. He's talking about a concern now and questioned why he was killed at home. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that broadcast was quoted, is quoted to have said, Ikonso was not killed on a battlefield or shot out, but in his house while he was resting. Enugu State governor chased by Fulanis, and it was never reported. We will mourn Ikonso as the Oba, right? So MNK now stated during the broadcast that Opuzo Digba approached the consul to manage Ebubeagu. And because he refused, he was killed at his home. Then the third broadcast, which is dated the 28th of April 2021, you know, so they played that too. However, I said, according to Uzoma, which is Oyeyami's statement, right? A probable witness interrogated by the DSS and compelled to testify against the IPOB leader. He claimed that MNK directed him to kill 2,000 people, but he only killed 30. Then the prosecution, who has ended the reading of the witness, and the court has taken an hour break. This was when they said they should reconvene afterwards. So there's a guy they brought as well, who agreed to be a prosecution witness. You know, it's like saying, oh, I was working for Nnamdi Kanu. He told me to kill 2,000 people. So I'm going to come and witness and say, oh, I only killed 30. I'll show you where they are. So that's another witness of theirs. So at that point, the court decided to reconvene. And when it reconvened, right? So they said that the case should be, or is adjourned to the 16th, 18th, and the 19th of June. So we shall continue from there, right? Thank you so much. And here is Mazi himself.
My name is Nnamdi, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, to the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Just a reminder, especially for those of you who are lovers of Nigeria today, the people we called one Nigerianists or one Nigerians, is that if you take your time, even though there is no much time on your side, right? But if you can take a little bit of time to study those who are no longer interested in saving Nigeria. I'm talking about those that will tell you that, you know, that will open and say, Nigeria is finished every now and then. Every conversation they will tell you that, oh, Nigeria is gone, Nigeria is finished. But you are wondering, why do you have to say that? You know, everybody is saying that, but it's our country. We cannot say that. We all need to this and that. Right? So I want you to study the majority of these people. They have all been, once upon a time, one Nigerianist. So there is a stretch that Nigeria will stretch you, right? And two things will happen eventually. It's either you go mad. Not like you're going to become like a rag wearing, madman on the street, or you may it actually become that when Nigeria really stretch you, go to your extreme, or you become a philosopher. People like us that will keep reminding everybody that you cannot be doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result. So don't think we are just narrow-minded people, right? That wouldn't want to try anything anymore. A lot of us have tried. Honestly, it is either those who have participated physically, got their fingers burnt, and they quickly just be like, no, no. So people have physically tried, and those who have actually virtually pushed for the awareness and all that, everybody will actually get to their own extreme limits at a point, and you become a philosopher like us. No hard feelings. Because even at that, as hopeless as the situation is, right, some of us still believe that there is still hope. And that is why our own line of preaching is, no matter what they told you about Nigeria, they told me too. Some of us actually have deep understanding of the place so much that every now and then we ask ourselves, but why? Why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? You get what I mean now? So, but we all know why they can't and they won't. Somehow, you get? Some of us also believe that the system has been sustained for so long enough that majority of the people, they have grown to see it as the norm. So making it difficult for those who are demanding for something different to do that, to do so with clarity. And what do I mean by that? Whenever we say Nigerians deserve better or deserves better, most of us saying this, we are mostly coming, and I'm talking about those of us who are like a deeply, like knowledgeable about what life should be like, simply because we have experienced it elsewhere. Sure, you get now. But the main question, or should I say the key point, some of us viewing it that way, that Nigeria should be like this. Why can't Nigeria be like that? And all of that. We are looking from our own privileged position, in my own view, right? Because if you look at the majority of the population, I'm talking about the sizable number of the population, right? They have no other word they know than this. Their parents were born into it, like mine and yours were born into it, and their own parents and the parent before them. So this is the world they know, the world of palliatives, the world of rolling out red carpets and calling musicians to come and celebrate 2-kilometer road, 4-kilometer road, or 50-meter bridge. That is the word they know. So if you are beginning to tell them that things should be done this way and that, you are actually speaking or talking to the world. So that too has made it very, very, very tough, right? To get the message home. So people like us have said, if you love Nigeria and